Good morning. In the last class, we were discussing the methods of preparation of alcohols, general methods of preparation of alcohols, and in this class we are discussing the preparation of ethanol, industrial method of preparation of ethanol, industrial method of preparation of ethanol. Out of alcohol, ethanol is having the maximum number of uses, and it is the most important alcohol in our daily life. That means in industries, in laboratories, ethanol is used as a beverage, etc. Therefore, we are particularly studying the industrial method of preparation of ethanol. Okay, look at here. The industrial method of preparation of ethanol. You might have studied this in the lower classes. Ethanol is manufactured or manufactured from molasses. So ethanol is prepared from molasses. So what is molasses? Molasses is the mother liquor left after the removal of sugar from cane sugar solution. Molasses is the mother liquor left after the removal of sugar from cane sugar solution. That means basically molasses is a cane sugar solution. So cane sugar solution C12 H22 H22 O11 H plus H2O. This is molasses or cane sugar solution. Cane sugar solution. Okay. Now ethanol can be manufactured from molasses by the fermentation of molasses using yeast. By the fermentation of molasses using yeast, and you can see that yeast is a biological catalyst. It contains the enzymes invertase, maltase, and cymase. This all you know very well. And you can see that when you add yeast into the molasses will undergo fermentation. That means in the first step, the cane sugar solution or the molasses is converted into glucose and fructose by the action of the enzyme invertase present in the yeast. So by the action of enzyme invertase, that means invertase from yeast. The invertase is coming from the catalyst yeast, and this invertase will convert cane sugar solution into glucose and fructose. That means C6H12O6 aqueous and C6H12O6 aqueous. That means glucose and fructose. This is the first step. And in the next stage, this glucose or fructose C6H12O6, the glucose or fructose, fructose, by the action of the enzyme cymase, by the action of the enzyme cymase, this glucose or fructose will be converted to ethanol, C2H5OH plus carbon dioxide gas will be evolved out. If you balance this equation, 2C6H12O6, you will get 2C2H5OH and 2CO2. So this is the industrial method of preparation of ethanol. Okay, look at here. Ethanol is manufactured or industrially prepared by the fermentation of molasses. Molasses is simply, you can say, that is cane sugar solution. So to the cane sugar solution we are adding yeast. Yeast is a biological catalyst. Yeast contains the enzymes invertase and maltase and cymase. The enzyme invertase will convert this cane sugar solution into glucose and fructose. This is the first stage. And in the second stage, this glucose or fructose solution, by the action of the enzyme, will be converted to ethanol and carbon dioxide. So this is the industrial method of preparation of ethanol. Very important. Ethanol is manufactured by the fermentation of molasses or cane sugar solution using yeast as a catalyst. Clear? This you have studied. earlier also. So look at here, look at the reaction, and this is the balanced equation: C6H2O6, 2C2H5OH, ethanol plus carbon dioxide. Okay, now here you are getting ethanol. Here you are getting ethanol. This ethanol, that means ethanol we are manufacturing by the fermentation of molasses. This ethanol, this containing 8 to 10%, 8 to 10% ethanol solution. This solution is containing 8 to 10% ethanol, and this is known as wash. What is this one? This ethanol is known as a wash because the amount of ethanol is only 8 to 10% ethanol is present in this ethanol, and this crude sample of ethanol is known as a wash, W-A-S-H, wash. So what is wash? 8 to 10% ethanol is known as a wash, and it is prepared by the fermentation of molasses. After the fermentation, the ethanol we are directly getting after fermentation. That alcohol is known as a wash because it contains only 8 to 10% ethanol solution. Okay, that means 8 to 10% solution of ethanol, 8 to 10% ethanol is known as a wash. Okay, this is wash. 8 to 10% ethanol solution is known as wash. Now this wash, by fractional distillation, we get fractional distillation of wash. We get 95.6%, 95.6% ethanol solution. On fractional distillation of wash, we get 95.6% of ethanol solution, which is known as rectified spirit. Rectified spirit. That means wash on fractional distillation, we will get 95.6% ethanol solution. Then it is known as rectified spirit. Now this rectified spirit again by fractional distillation, in the presence of again fractional distillation or distillation with quicklime, calcium oxide, quicklime and calcium, we get 100% ethanol, which is known as absolute alcohol. Okay, keep it in mind all these points. 8 to 10% of ethanol solution, that means by the fermentation of molasses, that crude ethanol solution that contain only 8 to 10% of ethanol, which is known as a wash. This wash on fractional distillation, we get 95.6% ethanol solution, which is known as rectified spirit. Rectified spirit upon distillation with the quicklime and calcium. Rectified spirit upon distillation with quicklime and calcium, we get 100% ethanol, which is known as absolute alcohol. So all these points you have to remember: wash, rectified spirit, absolute alcohol. Wash, rectified spirit 95.6%, and absolute alcohol 100% ethanol. Now denatured spirit. Denatured spirit or denaturation. Denaturation of alcohol. Denaturation of alcohol. What do you mean by denatured spirit? We know that ethanol has wide application in industry and other medical field, even our college, school, laboratories, etc. And at the same time, ethanol is used as a beverage. Okay, ethanol is the main content in our beverages. That means whiskey, brandy, or beer, etc. So in order to prevent the consumption of ethanol as a beverage which comes for industrial purpose, that means the ethanol is made unfit for drinking by adding certain substances and make it unfit for drinking. That is what is called denaturation of alcohol. That means ethanol used for industrial purpose is made unfit for drinking by adding substance like copper sulfate, pyridine, methanol, etc. is known as denaturation of alcohol. That process is known as denaturation of alcohol, and the sample we get is known as denatured spirit. So what is denaturation? Ethanol for industrial purpose is made unfit for drinking by adding poisonous substance like copper sulfate. It will impart color. Copper sulfate, pyridine, methanol, etc. is known as denaturation of alcohol. So once again, ethanol for industrial purpose. What do you mean by industrial purpose? Medical field we need ethanol. In our laboratory we need ethanol. So that is what is called the industrial purpose of ethanol. This ethanol coming for industrial purpose is made unfit for drinking. How it is made unfit for drinking? By adding poisonous substance like copper sulfate. One is copper sulfate. When copper sulfate is added to industrial ethanol, the ethanol will have a color. As you know, that pale green color will have that ethanol. If the alcohol is having pale green color, you must know that this alcohol is denatured with copper sulfate. Similarly, we are adding pyridine. When we add pyridine to ethanol, the ethanol will have a foul smell. So if that foul smell is there, we know that this alcohol is denatured with pyridine. And similarly, we are adding another alcohol, methanol. Methanol is poisonous, and in this way we are making the ethanol unfit for drinking. Okay, this is what is called denaturation of alcohol, and such alcohol is known as denatured spirit. Suppose if the ethanol is denatured with methanol, methanol, it is known as methylated spirit. So for denaturation we can use copper sulfate, we can use pyridine. Similarly, we can use methanol. If for denaturation, if you use methanol, then this spirit is known as methylated spirit. So these all are important. What is methylated spirit? If the ethanol for industrial purpose is made unfit for drinking by adding 5% methanol, if you are adding 5% methanol, then that is what is known as methylated spirit. Of course, methylated spirit is very highly poisonous. It is not for, it cannot be used as a beverage. Next is proof spirit. Look at here. The term proof with a prefix number indicate the measure of the amount of alcohol in the beverage. Example, if 100 proof in UK and Canada, 100 proof means this contain 56.1% ethanol and water solution contain 56.1% ethanol by volume. Very simple. What do you mean by proof spirit? You can see that this can be proof means it's a measure of alcohol. It is a measure of alcohol content in the beverage. What is the amount of alcohol in the beverage? That is what is called proof. Okay. So you can see that the term proof with a prefix number. You can see that if in the beverage, if the beverage is labeled as 100 proof means, if the beverage is labeled as 100 proof means, that means 56.1% ethanol is present. 56.1% of ethanol is present in a solution of ethanol and water. That means ethanol and water solution contain 56.1% ethanol by volume. That is what is called 100 proof. So 100 proof means what is the amount of ethanol present in 56.1% is ethanol is present. That means actually proof is the measure of ethanol content in the beverage. This 100 proof is 56.1%. This is marked in UK and Canada. And you can see that in the case of beer, the proof is 3 to 6. 3 to 6 proof is beer. That means the ethanol content is very, very less, because 100 proof is only 56.1% and our common beer is 3 to 6 proof. Okay, that means proof indicates the amount of alcohol. It's a measure of alcohol in the beverage. Okay, and last one is power alcohol. Power alcohol. Power alcohol means ethanol or alcohol can be used for an additive of fuel for automobiles and other internal combustion engines. And when alcohol is used for the power generation, when alcohol is used as a fuel, it is known as a power alcohol. So keep it in mind, alcohol can be used as a substitute of a fuel, or alcohol can be used as an additive to the fuel for automobiles and other internal combustion engine. So when alcohol can generate power, when alcohol is used as a fuel, it is known as a power alcohol. So keeping in mind all these points. So fermentation of industrial method of preparation of ethanol by fermentation of molasses, and we get 8 to 10% solution of ethanol, which is known as wash. On fractional distillation we get rectified spirit. Rectified spirit upon distillation with calcium oxide, quicklime and calcium oxide and calcium, we get 100% ethanol, which is known as absolute alcohol. Okay, so wash rectified spirit, absolute alcohol. Then is denaturation of alcohol. When ethanol used for industrial purpose is made unfit for drinking by adding external substance like copper sulfate, pyridine, methanol, etc. And this process is known as denaturation of alcohol. The sample is known as denatured spirit. When the ethanol is denatured with 5% of methanol, it is known as methylated spirit. Next is proof. That means it's a measure of amount of ethanol present in the beverage. That is what is called proof spirit. Then next is power alcohol. When alcohol is used as additive for fuels, it is known as or when alcohol is used for generating power, it is known as power alcohol. And thank you.